Hey guys, I want to do a little review on this fan up here. I told you I was going to do a review on this a little bit later. I wanted to give it a good review on it. It's an Ecofan, that's the brand name. It's the Ultrair. It's only the 8-inch one. It's not the 9-inch one. It starts up when the stove hits about 212 degrees on the outside temperature. It starts up and it runs off of thermoelectric. I'm not going to get into great detail about that, but it takes the heat and transfers it into the electrical energy, and it turns that little blade up there. I don't really want to talk about the basics of that too much, except it works, and it works really well. Let me bring it down here, see if I can let it cool off a little bit. It's still really spinning fast. The camera's going to make it look like a propeller on an airplane engine. But anyway, it's made in Canada, has a 2-year warranty. It cost me right around, I believe, about $100 at the local shop downtown here. But it says it uses 14% less wood. That's what it says in the box. 125 cubic feet per minute, or for warm air circulation, safe and silent. You can hear it there when there is no white noise in the background. You can definitely hear it at night, and stuff like that. But as a prepper, or as a homesteader, or somebody that lives off the grid, this is a great little substitute to have. There is a blower on the back of mine. You can see this little indentation back there. It's supposed to take the wind and bring it across, and the blower mounts down here in the back, and it brings the air up and circulates. You guys know how that works. But that runs on electricity, and being off the grid, you need something that doesn't. If it does run off electricity, it creates its own. One thing that I can tell you guys, it says it uses 14% less wood, and this is what it shows you on the box about the airflow with it and without it. You can see the cold air at the bottom. It's all true. It's all true. One thing it says proven that the Ecofan results in fuel and emission savings up to 18%. That's for the 9-inch one. I wouldn't really go with the 9-inch one, and the only reason why is because when it's cold in your house, I don't know if you guys have ever been cold in your house, unless you have we don't have any backup heat, besides like a little Mr. Buddy propane heater from Coleman. But if you walk into your house and it's cold in your house, I'm talking like 30, 20, 30, 40 degrees, and this thing will start up, but it's going to push a lot of cold air real fast. So the closer it is down to the surface of the stove, like the one in the back, the more you're not going to get the cold draft. And then a 9-inch, I mean, depending on how big your stove is, this is just a little tiny stove, but depending on how big your stove actually is, you could probably go with a 9-inch, but the way you want to make it, see, it's still even going. It gets so hot on the bottom, you can't touch it. You grab this little fan, this little ring up here, and you can bring it around and stuff. But, and we've been using this all winter. You can see there's kind of a little area where I put it back far as you can, and I would tilt it towards the chimney, because the chimney gives off a lot of hot air. So if you're going to ultimately, if you're going to use it, since it's a round circumference of a fan, you want to bring it in and bring it tight to where all the heat is, because you don't want it. Excuse me, got to spit real fast. Like I said, no editing on this crap. But ultimately, you want all the air to be coming across. I think I said it before. If your insulation on your place is not good for the thing, still going. It's not going to produce. It's going to be really a false effect. When we first moved in here, our insulation, our R value was very, very low. So we didn't have all the insulation and everything else. And I ran the stove, little story, I ran the stove for approximately about a month and a half before I even got this thing. And when I got it, it worked. I mean, I didn't know it was working right away because it took so long for all the air, and our insulation wasn't that good in the house anyways. But it worked. And then when it says, this is funny, where it says it, not French, sorry, it's made in Canada, so it has French on one side. Better than Spanish, I guess. No. Spanish is good. Spanish is easy. But I digress. It turns off when the stove temperature drops down, blah, blah, blah. Where's that? Using only the heat from the stove. Most conventional way. Circulate warm air, no cords, no plugs. Broad cross-section of gentle air movement. Avoid uncomfortable drafts. This blade is the most efficient blade. Moving air comfort. Oh yeah, this is where it's at. No fuss operation. As the stove heats up, Ecofan runs faster and more warm air into the room. As the stove burns down, and cools, Ecofan automatically shuts off. That's a bunch of crap. It's like I said before, it's still going off of cold stonework. So what happened was, when we were running this without good insulation, the fire would almost die down, but the stovetop itself would stay nice and pretty much warm. So this thing would go, and you'd wake up and you'd feel like you have a 5-10 mile an hour draft in your house, and you're like, whoa, it's cold. So I'm just warning you guys about that. The better the insulation you have, the better this little thing will work, and vice versa. And I'm thinking, even for our house, for the really, really cold nights, well, I'm talking like maybe negative 20, negative 30 degrees Fahrenheit outside, on those cold nights with the northwest wind and stuff, we don't have very much draft in this house, but it gets bone cold. It got bone cold this winter. We kept it right around 70, 80 degrees, but it was hard. I mean, we had to crank the stove really, really hard throughout the winter sometimes. So I think next winter, on the extreme cold, I think I'm going to get another one and face it this way. And another one, this one originally faces this way. As you can see, now it's finally starting to slow down a little bit. And that's not camera trickery or the lens flickering. That's the actual speed of it. So my recommendation is 2 thumbs up. If I can put the other thumb up, I would. On this fan, I'd recommend getting one. I wouldn't really go with a 9-inch. It says, better surface area and all this, but you want to keep it close as you can to the stove top, because that's where your heat's coming off. And you want to keep it close as you can to the stovetop pipe. I'll put it back up there. You guys can see it finally. It's starting to slow down now. And then I'll show you guys. Actually, I should probably wait. Talk a little bit more about this thing. So you guys can see it even slow down farther to show you how fast it heats up. It's pretty good. The middle's not going to be that cold, but let me show you real fast. Put it in the spot. The blade's safe too, so if you hit it, it ain't going to amputate a finger or anything like that. But slowing down. But as you can see, now that it is going slow, as you can kind of see it, I give it about that much room of clearance, and when it brings it across, it really brings it right through the best temperature. There, it's starting to go now. Starting to heat back up. And for humidity in the house, we usually have a bucket or a pot of water going too. Just get a little bit more humid in here. It gets dry burning with wood stoves, and it's dirty. I don't know if you guys have ever done it before, but it's a mess. Every winter, it's going to be a big cleaning in the spring. See, there it goes. But you can feel it here, and it's pretty warm. It's not too bad. I don't know if it's coming off the radiant heat off the glass as much, but you can still feel it. But it really moves it. So thanks for watching, guys. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do so. All the new subscribers, welcome to the channel. And if you guys have any questions or comments, it takes me a while to get back I'm so busy around the house, I'm going to give you guys a tour in a little bit. But I'm going to try to get back to you guys. I have a lot of unanswered questions that I have to answer and stuff on some of my comments. So, thanks for watching, guys, and take care, and Happy Easter.